Hey guys, this is Will back with another video, this time to make a contest entry for Steve, or the Harmless Rebel. And congratulations Steve on the 300 subs, that's a really awesome accomplishment. And if you haven't subscribed to Steve, make sure that you go ahead and take a look at his channel. I put a link here in the comment section, and he always has a lot of cool stuff to share, so make sure that you subscribe to Steve. And but anyways, for his contest, he asked us to answer 3 questions. First, show an album that has really cool packaging. The second one is to share your favorite B-side song, and finally to show your guilty pleasure. And first I'll start off with the packaging question. And I was looking for something that I haven't shown before, and I was digging through my collection, and I came up with this one. And this is Green Day with 21st Century Breakdown from 2009 on Reprise Records. And this is the deluxe edition CD that came out kind of like in the form of a book, a hardcover book. Here's the back. And what I like about the packaging of this CD is, besides the really cool artwork and the fact that it's a booklet, I like the way that they put it together. And in particular, I like this part right here in the spine. And I don't know if you can see it there, but this part that holds together the book, it feels like a piece of duct tape. I don't know if you can see it there, but this right here, it feels like a piece of duct tape with the words Green Day and 21st Century Breakdown printed on top of it. And it just looks really cool. And of course the booklet comes with tons of additional artwork, and the artwork for this album is just awesome. Makes it look like street art or graffiti, with the lyrics of the songs, additional pictures of the band, and the credits. They did a great job with the special deluxe edition of the CD. And at the last page, you'll find the CD right here. So very cool packaging with Green Day, and again, 21st Century Breakdown. And most of my Green Day collection is actually on CD, not on vinyl. But anyways, for the second question, and that Steve asked us, was for our favorite B-side song. And I had to go with this one. It's actually one of my favorite songs from the Pixies. And this is the CD single for Gigantic from 2000, or actually this is from 1989 on 4AD Records. And this CD single has the B-side for the song called In Heaven. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with In Heaven, but that's a song that was released by the David Lynch movie Eraserhead. And there's a very creepy part, or a very creepy scene in that movie, where they have a lady singing that song, and the Pixies covered that in this CD single. And later on, I think it was also released in their B-side compilation. But it's a really cool and weird and strange song by the Pixies, but it's actually one of my favorite from them. And what's cool about it is that they also play it live in their shows a lot, so it's really cool to see them play it live. And actually, let's take a quick listen to that song right now.
In heaven, everything is fine. You got your good thing, and I've got
And again, that was the Pixies with In Heaven, also known as the Lady in the Radiator song from their CD single of Gigantic from 1989. And that's my favorite, one of my favorite B-side songs. And for Steve's last question, he asked us to share our guilty pleasure. And I don't know if by now this counts as a guilty pleasure, but back in the 90s, this definitely was a guilty pleasure for me. And I'm talking about Alanis Morissette. And this is Jagged Little Pill. And this one is from 1995, I think. 1995 on Maverick Records. And I call this a guilty pleasure because back then in the 90s, all my friends were into punk rock and rock and roll from the 90s, like bands like NoFX and Bad Religion. But Alanis was actually really popular back then too. But that was kind of like in the opposite side of the spectrum, right, on the pop side. But I still loved her music. She has a lot of cool stuff and a lot of great songs. And her songs, even though they're poppy, the lyrics are very angry. And you could easily make a punk rock album from her songs or from her lyrics. That's the back. And she had, like I said, she has a lot of great songs here, like All I Really Want and Ironic, and just classic songs from the 90s. And I grew up in the 90s, so I had to pick Alanis. I don't know if by now she's really considered a guilty pleasure. I think a lot of people already realize that she's good. But I did like her, and I did consider her guilty pleasure back in the 90s. But anyways, that's my answer for Steve. Again, congratulations on your 300 subs. And I hope you like my response, and take care, VC. Bye-bye.